It is. As far as I can tell. Morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thursday, August 8th, 2024. Mal's preparing coffee. She'll be here in a moment. I'm still kind of waking up. That Lazy Bro says morning from work. Who else is at work right now, watching from work? Yeah, I'm glad that we can. I'm glad we can be entertainment from work. I knew there were a lot of you. Maybe more than I was even expecting. Not Dragon 23, thank you for the 5 gift subs. They went to Neutral Galaxy, Eclectic Lights 1, A Bouncing Ferret, Crag, and Ubadiah the Great. Appreciate it. I've had a busy few days. I think on Tuesday, I think I had mentioned that I had caught up the vlogs, which I had done. I had caught up the vlogs, and hi little guy, and I'm keeping up with that theme. So the vlogs are still caught up. And that's great. There's 3 vlogs yesterday. I've got 3 scheduled for today. 3 scheduled for tomorrow. I don't know. They're coming out. Hello, son.
I think he just likes to walk across you.
Sometimes he walks across me to you. Sometimes he walks onto me, but then stops.
Sweet cat, I can no longer get my coffee.
I can get it for you.
It's too hot right this second.
What, do you want your donut?
Not yet. Actually, yeah. I'll have that first. Kepler wants the donut.
Kepler will have no interest in such a thing.
Yeah, didn't think so. You don't like people food at all.
He likes to give her the sniff. There's a story that my mom tells about Rocco, where one time they had gotten some donuts, and they left them in the box on the counter. And she said in the morning, he had he had opened the box somehow. I don't know if he pushed it onto the floor or what, and had eaten a bite out of a blueberry donut. And I'm like, oh, goodness. Kepler has no interest in such a thing.
Even chicken or fish? No, don't care. Only cat food.
Is it International Cat Day? I would assume username 2sleepycats would have knowledge of this information. Neat. Well, I wore the right shirt. Vagabond says he probably didn't finish it because he needed coffee. I also have a donut. Mal, what day was it? 2 days ago?
Yesterday.
Was it yesterday? Oh no. Oh no. But there's so few remaining.
Well, 3 were eaten by friends.
Mal brought donuts home yesterday. And, this morning there's not very many left. And I'm like, well, you got them several days ago. Nope. It's fine. OJ Hat gifted a sub to Kiwi Scipio, who had 53 months from Lindsay86, 56 months from Gonzo Tinkerman, 29 months from NJC5, 70 months from Murmur. Anise gifted a sub to Giggletail, and we had 150 bits from Rogue Gamer M. Thank you.
No, this is coffee. You like that even less. Your house is full of foods and snacks. You won't starve. I know there is a piece of chocolate cake in the fridge right now.
Is that for me?
That is for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm surprised he's here because it's
raining.
It's gonna rain all day. Mm-hmm. There is a storm. How's everyone doing with the storm? Hopefully well. I mean, we're not in a huge amount of like danger as far inland as we are, but it is going to be a lot of rain.
Chaz?
Oh wow, Chaz, did you get wet?
No, he's too fast.
He dodged the rain as he ran. That's yes.
He says a little.
Well,
how muddy is it?
I mean...
Yes, totally soaked.
I mean, it has to be muddy.
Yeah, it has to be muddy.
There's that much rain, and you're running on dirt. Okay.
We also have a tornado watch.
Flash flood warning and a tornado watch. Do not go out before 2. That's,
I mean, we've had that since 3 a.m.
It's gonna be wet. We lost power last night for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I was sitting in my office, and, everything went pew! And then the UPSs kicked on, so the computer was still on, the lights were off, and then a few seconds later, and everything came back on.
I was about ready to text everyone and be like, who lost power? And then it came back on.
Fortunately, I already have vlogs scheduled for days.
Good.
2 days, I don't know. So even if we lose power, it's like, well, that's done.
Yeah.
The vlog I edited yesterday was the day before, which was our anniversary. So on Tuesday was our anniversary. And, it rained. Mm-hmm. And that was, unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because I was really hoping to ride go-karts for our anniversary. Because you know how they have, like, there's, like, you get to a certain year and it's like, well, that's wood and that's silver. Year 13 is go-karts. And, I was really hoping to do that.
There's another go-kart place.
But it was
an
raining.
Indoor place. They make you wear helmets. They're faster, I think.
They make you wear helmets?
Uh-huh.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's over by the airport.
Okay. Well, neat. I do want to do go-karts at some point. I haven't done go-karts in a long time. As you might imagine, they're not terribly comfortable for me.
Yeah.
Me riding a go-kart is kind of like this. But that's okay. It's part of the experience. I don't do well if they're the kind where like they're enclosed for your legs. That's bad. I've learned I can't. I don't really work well with those. But as long as they're like open air and my legs can bend out.
We were talking on Tuesday about our experiences go-karting as children. And how anytime my dad saw a go-kart track, he had to stop and we had to do it.
That's amazing.
And northern Wisconsin had many a go-kart track just in a field at someone's house. So it was not uncommon for us to go stop there and go-karting, and the go-karts were like held together with duct tape. And they were probably faster than they should have been.
So I did go-karts quite a bit growing up also, because we had a lot of go-karts in Myrtle Beach. And for the longest time, it's not still there, right? The NASCAR Speed Park?
Yeah, it's still there.
Is it still there?
It's still there.
God, I don't remember. We have a little, can we call it an amusement park? We have to call it a fun zone.
It's a fun zone.
It's a fun zone.
They have arcades and stuff there now. It's not just go-karts.
They've always had an arcade.
Oh, okay. Well, I've never been.
Oh.
Period.
Oh.
You never took me?
Do you want to fix that?
Maybe next time we go to Myrtle Beach.
Okay. Yeah, they've had it since they've opened. They have it's a bona fide fun zone. They have arcade, go-karts,
Thrill rides.
Some, and
Like
they have putt-putt. They have their own putt-putt. Anyway, so we have a fun zone called NASCAR Speed Park, officially NASCAR themed or whatever. And I remember going there a few different times. And like when you do the go-karts, like you're not supposed to ram people.
Yeah.
Anyway, like everyone just it's not even that you were necessarily trying to ram people. It's just if you're going to like if someone's coming up the inside, you can stop them. Anyway, don't do that. It's very dangerous. Also, some are like faster than others.
Yeah.
Anyway.
One of the Northwoods ones I'm thinking of was in Lakewood, Wisconsin. And it was very like hilly and like banked. Like it was probably the best one I've ever been on. And I have a very fond memory of like all of my uncles on my dad's side. And like my dad and Carly and a bunch of my cousins. Like every go-kart that was there, like we took them all and did like a race with just the family.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. Especially that side of the family. With how loud they can be.
There's a new go-kart place. Well, it's been a few years now, but we never went. There's a new go-kart place in
on Restaurant Row.
Yeah, and it's like 3-tiered or something. Like the track is really tall, which is interesting. But we never did that.
Yeah. We should do the one by the airport here sometime. Like I said, they make you wear helmets, so I assume it is quite fast.
So at the NASCAR Speed Park, and like this is a thing for all go-kart tracks, there's speeds. There were tracks that had like guardrails.
Yeah.
But there were also tracks that didn't. You know, and the tracks that didn't, like, I think they had one there that was like, there's no guardrails. It's just you're driving, and I think you had to have a license to be on that. Like, you couldn't even do it without a license. With all the other ones, like, you know, there were kids just, like, driving into the side of you. They're all fun, but it is more fun with a girder. With a little guardrail. Right? Because that feeling of I'm coming up beside someone and then they swerve into me, and then I am caught between a guardrail and another vehicle. Like, that's an experience that you can't get unless there's a guardrail. I don't remember the name of the 3-tier track place because we haven't been there.
I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, it's...
So I can use a map.
Yeah, we could find out probably
Hold
pretty
on.
easily. Oh, okay.
Got it.
Yeah. Now we'll find out.
Restaurant row. Right there.
Mr. Squintopus says, most go-kart places near here discourage using them like bumper cars. Oh, I remember very vividly.
It's called The Track.
That's easy.
The Track, Myrtle Beach.
I remember, you know, being in whatever middle school and being there with like a group field trip type thing. So we had a lot of people in our group, and the employees just almost constantly blowing whistles and being like, "Stop!" And our group didn't do that. They did not stop. They would just wait until we went around the turns that don't have someone viewing it, because there were parts of the track that like didn't have someone, and then it was like, okay, well now there will be no one left on this track. Anyway, that's dangerous. Don't do it.
This coffee doesn't taste very good today.
Is it your taste buds?
I don't know. Maybe I didn't put enough sugar in it. Maybe I only put half. I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention.
I don't think there's enough sugar in mine either.
And then go put some in there.
I'm good. We had 42 months from Furious Kitty, 58 months from Fries Pikachu, 71 from Marvel 410, and 5 months from Miss Magic Chris. Thank you all. So on Tuesday, for our anniversary, we went to a place called Margot's. Hey, bud.
You coming back here?
We had looked at a bunch of different places to eat, because we normally we do a date night twice a month where Mal picks one and I pick the other. So for our anniversary, we like chose it together, and we were looking at a bunch of different places, and we settled on Margot's. And Margot's is not like a real fancy place. It doesn't really have an anniversary vibe.
It reminded me of a place that would have been fancy 10 years ago. The crowd was a little bit older. And like, it was good.
It was good.
I don't regret going. It's just it didn't feel like modern fancy.
They had a very eclectic menu. Yeah. Very different. But it was still a cool place, and
they had an early bird special.
That is what we did.
Yeah.
When we were looking at all the different places, when we settled on this one, it was like, oh man, if we go before 6, there's a special, and then we did that. Yeah. So we got there at 5:15, and there's like no one else in the restaurant.
There was no one there.
It was great. It was really great.
And a few tables filled up here and there, but for the most part, it was very empty. But it was a Tuesday night.
Yeah. They had a special prefix menu where you got a small appetizer, an entree, and then a dessert. So we did that. The server was really trying to, like, upsell
their
us.
Full menu.
Upsell the full menu. And, like, I listened, and the menu looked good. It's just... one of the reasons I was here was the fact that we were here before 6 because that prefix menu was cheaper. And then that's what we did.
My favorite thing. After.
Go to a bike shop?
Yeah.
We did go to a bike shop. And you looked at the stuff.
Yeah, I did.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't buy a bike, but that's where they sell bikes.
I looked at them.
Yeah.
Wanted one of them. Listen, disc brakes are the new thing. Electronic shifters and brakes. Cableless.
Vagabond, why didn't you get your wife a bike for your anniversary? Because I got her a coffee mug.
I do love the coffee mug.
A coffee mug and flowers. You got flowers too. Those are basically the same, so you're good. That's what I think. Basically the same thing.
I'm gonna ride through the fall and see how I feel.
Well, okay. The problem with bikes is that you can't just get, like, a bike. There are types of bikes, and they do different things.
Yeah, that's true.
And, like, that's... I wish it weren't like that. I wish it was like, I own bike. Perfect. I am set for all terrains. And, that's not how it works, so... Mal's current bike is a road bike, and she rides it on the trail, which is not a road. But you've been doing fine.
It struggles in places.
You've been doing fine.
It really struggles in places.
My bike is a gravel bike. What's the actual name of it?
There's gravel and there's hybrid. You have a hybrid bike.
Hybrid bike. What's the difference between all range mode?
Chaz. Nick just made a comment, because Nick is a runner like Chaz is, about like how the most expensive piece of the equipment is like $250, and Chaz went and pinned it so he made sure we saw it, because whenever Chaz and I start discussing running versus biking, that's what he talks about.
That it's cheaper to get into running?
That's his exact point. He's like, the most expensive thing are my shoes.
It's just, well, it's about it's short term versus long term, Chaz. In short term, you spend a little bit money on nice shoes. In the long term, you spend a lot more money on knee surgery. So it's really up to you. Just, whatever you want to spend the money at the beginning for the bike or later for your body. That's, that's how I... Nick says there are not enough studies showing that it's bad for your knees. All right. Although, when I started running, I had started running for a short time, and I was like, oh god.
Chaz says, yeah, no one's ever been hurt biking.
That is true.
That's Chaz's other point.
Well, listen, if you run, you're wearing on your body. If you bike,
you are also wearing on your body.
You're wearing on your body less so, but also you're rolling a die. If you're running, you're rolling a 20-sided die. If you're biking, you're rolling a 100-sided die. The problem is, if you crit on the 100-sided die, you die, and that part's bad. Anyway.
Chaz and I watched the women's road race for the Olympics last weekend.
Yes.
And the whole time, I'm like pricing out things. I'm like, okay, I know how much like my equipment costs, and I have a good idea how much their equipment costs.
Yes.
So I'm like, all right, those shoes, those are probably $500 shoes, because I know how much mine costs. And I'm like, I did not buy $500 shoes. And I'm like, all right, so if you have $500 shoes, your pedals are probably like $400. And those saddles are probably like $500 saddles, and that bike is probably like $8,000 at least.
You sound like me.
And they have a backup bike, and I'm pricing it, and Chaz is like, yeah, my shoes, like the most a running shoe could be, like any running shoe, top of the line is like $500.
You sound like me, but when I'm looking at the photography section of the Olympics, I'm seeing people take photos, and
you're looking at the cameras in the back of the gymnastics, and you're like, God, that lens, that's an expensive lens.
Yeah. I mean, in every hobby, right? In every hobby, I'm sure there are hobbies where it's like, no, it's always cheap or it's always expensive. But for most hobbies, there's like a range. So.
I need to get sponsored by a fitness company. Any of the bike companies are welcome to reach out to me. I'll start posting more on Instagram if they do.
Like, a hobby that like scales in a big way for me is, and I can't call it a hobby because it's not a hobby. It's a professional reason, but like it's equipment. Mm-hmm. Video game collecting isn't really that way because like a video game is like a set price, right? Like it scales in the fact that you buy more or something, but like a game is still the same price. It's different from equipment. It's not like, oh, I'm going to buy the premium version of
Yeah. I mean, there's like
Mario
special editions
Galaxy.
of Mario Galaxy, but they're not every game has a special edition, and
yeah, but and that's also not the same thing.
yeah.
It's not that's not a good equivalent thing. Camera equipment is. There's that yeah.
There's a bigger range.
You can get started. Okay.
Thank you. I have this.
I know. Yes, I know. He's a shrimp. You can get started with, a video camera and spend $300.
Yeah.
$500. And like that's very very low end. And then that can you go higher. And typically when people are in hobbies for a long time, like as they progress, they spend more money on things.
Yeah. I mean, like when I started cycling, I got my bike and my helmet and I was like, cool. And then I was like, I need a bib and a jersey. And then I got that. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna get these shoes. And I'm like, all right, if I get the shoes, now I need to get these pedals. And I got like cheaper clipless pedals.
Yeah.
Like slowly just replacing things. Right now I'm working on building up a what I carry on me while I bike. So like I need to get some tubes and I need to get a little hand pump and I need to get tire levers.
Yeah.
That's probably and I want to get a GPS computer. That's the next thing I want.
A GPS?
Yeah. If I'm gonna join a biking club, the phone gets too hot out in the sun, and from what I've been reading, the vibrations of it on the bike mess with like the lenses, is what people have been saying that they've been dealing with. And if you get like a little GPS bike computer, it's better because it's like stays brighter and it's like just the 2-color display. Trust me, I've been doing research.
Okay. Why do you need a GPS?
In case you fall behind on a drop ride, so you know where to go. And it also like connects to your phone like when you get home and you can upload to like Strava.
Okay. Suggestion.
I knew you would hate this idea.
Suggestion. Don't fall behind.
Get good.
So get good, first off. And then second thing, you're not going to get lost. You will have a phone. You may not have it mounted to your bike, but you would like have it. The concept of needing a GPS riding around Raleigh is odd to me. I don't know that I understand the necessity of that. Does it help you find like a road?
What you do is if you're on a group ride, they post in the bike mapping app, like this is going to be our group route, and you put it onto yours, and then everyone has the same, so you know where you're turning, and you can like make custom ones for like where your stops are.
Okay. I mean, I understand that. Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Well,
I'm just giving Chaz more ammo for the fact that his hobby exercise is cheaper. Yeah. There's a lot of biking clubs in Raleigh.
Yeah.
There's some that like start at breweries and like they'll go and then they'll stop at the brewery at the end and hang out. There's one that does like a taco thing. And then like there's a mountain bike one that goes through the state park. And I've seen some of their rides, like someone has a GoPro in that group and they'll upload them. And they do like river crossings.
Yeah.
Like water like this deep. And it looks so fun.
I don't want a second bike because I have bike, but
Yeah.
I do like the idea of doing trails and stuff that would require a mountain bike.
I think your bike could handle what they do.
Good. Sounds like I have the better bike. My bike just does it all. Except keep up with you.
Yep.
I can't keep up with Mal. She is too fast. I mean, you are faster than me.
Asteroids
but
is
also
someone in
your
TRC
bike.
should start swimming. I've joked about that with Thomas and Chaz. Chaz can run, I'll bike, and then we're like, Thomas, pick up swimming. He's like, I'll do it.
I have not biked. I have not biked in 2 months because it has been the surface of the sun here.
It has.
And the only
I've
way
gone out a few times, but I have slowed down a lot.
the only way to get around it, I mean, for a while was to wake up at the crack of dawn, but then it just got hot all the time, and I'm like,
Chaz says, it wasn't hot this morning.
So I will get back to it, I'm sure, but I have to wait until it's not so hot. Because the thing that I want is I want to be able to decide when to go out. I want it to be
When
like
it's convenient for you.
Yeah, like I want it to be like the afternoon and be like, I'm gonna go ride now. I don't want to be like, well, if I'm going to ride my bike, I have to get up at 5 a.m. Like I don't want to do that. If that's
You
gonna
gotta
be
fuel before your ride, you gotta put on your kit, you gotta make sure your lights are on, you gotta get water and gel and like a protein bar and like you gotta put on your helmet and sunscreen and like go pump up your tires.
Yeah, I throw a bottled water and a protein bar in a tiny bag and I just leave.
Do I wash my bike after? I wash my bike about, if I'm riding frequently, once a week. Last time I rode, I washed my bike and it was so hot on the side of the house when I was washing my bike.
Anyway, I'll get back to it. In the meantime, I've just been doing indoor exercise stuff. And not as frequently as I think I would like. But I've also been busy working on things. And that's fine. I feel happy about that. Oh, one of the things I did, Chaz and Mao helped me yesterday, was get all of the footage ordered, sequentially for the next Japan vlog, which is March 17th. So that's good.
Fire Festival Day.
It has more than twice as much footage than the previous day.
5 of us shot footage, and 4 of us were together. So that made it easy.
Yeah, there's only 2 groups that day, which is helpful. But it's gonna take a while to cut through all of that.
We did so much. It may have been the most day, we were saying last night.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. It's just, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why I'm... Yeah, exactly. It's one of the reasons why I'm happy that I'm caught up on the current timeline. So after breakfast stream, I'll be working on yesterday's vlog and then spending, most of the rest of the day just on that. Well, and also deviating for an hour and a half to work on the VOD channel. Because the VOD channel is a whole beast on its own, and I'm the guy, and I gotta make sure that I keep that up to date.
But you have a busy weekend.
Yeah. One of the reasons that I've been focusing so hard on trying to get caught up is that soon I will have a lot less time because there's going to be folks in town.
I'll name one of them. I gotta go pick up Noah from the airport today.
Okay.
Because Noah's visiting Brandon.
So there's a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah.
And I want to be available to see folks. So.
Yeah.
Crescelium said, would it help to have someone else manage the VOD channel, or is that not really feasible? It's something that we discussed at some point and realized that it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because if we let Dan manage the channel, all of the uploads will take longer. And that's not a slight against Dan. That's the fact that I would have to get Dan the uploads in the first place.
So you have to upload them to something different than YouTube, and then he has to download them and then upload them.
Yeah. And that, yeah, it adds a lot of extra time. Yeah. So currently I am capable of getting VODs out, I mean, at best, like the next day, sometimes 2 days, but it would slow down a lot. And I decided, like, that's fine. I'll just keep taking care of it.
Nick says, what if you and Dan just become one person?
Fusion! Ha! Yeah, that would create some interesting new issues in my life, but it would also solve some problems. Stan. I like Stan. We would become Stan. Anyway, yeah, that's the reason we don't. That's the reason we don't do that. So, I wish there was an easier solution. I really do. But it's fine. The way that I've been dealing with it is like, I usually don't have time to deal with the VOD channel daily because there's too many other things that like require my attention and time. So usually what happens is there will be like a few days of the week that I will devote to the VOD channel. So if a previous VOD, like if it falls on that day, then it might come out the next day, but otherwise it might be a few days. It's also just been a little difficult because Mal's been painting up a storm. Yeah. So there's just a lot of painting videos that I have to add, so.
Silent Companion, that's exactly what my thoughts were. There's a character in Okage named Stan. Yeah, I've been painting a lot. Speaking of that, tomorrow I'm going live an hour early.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mal will be starting her stream at 10 a.m. tomorrow instead of 11.
Yeah.
And that's just because she's really trying to make sure she has enough time to finish this, ideally tomorrow.
I need to finish it tomorrow. I could stream more Saturday morning and Sunday morning if I need to, but Monday stream night, I need to package the painting.
Oh, your stream's going to be packaging the painting?
On Monday night.
That'll be very entertaining.
Yes.
I think that'll be cool. I also have an announcement. I announced it at the end of Subnautica stream yesterday, but tomorrow night, Mal will not be around.
Yeah.
Neither will Haley. Tomorrow I'll be streaming on my own, and I'm doing Fallout 4 crowd control. So that's going to be a thing. Whew. Anyway, I'm excited. I thought it hadn't been that long ago since we did Skyrim crowd control. That was February.
Yeah.
That was 6 months ago. In my mind, I was like, oh, it was like 2 months ago we did crowd control. And Chaz was like, incorrect. And then I looked and that was February. I was like, oh. It was right before I got COVID. You had got COVID and couldn't do Zelda, but I didn't have it yet. So I did Skyrim crowd control, and then like within 2 days I was sick. And then I was like, February sucks. So yeah, Fallout 4 crowd control tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we'll see what happens. There's a lot of I'm a little worried about it because folks can spawn some really big boys. And like at the beginning of the game, you are not equipped to deal with some of the stuff that people can spawn. But Chaz will be there as a referee to try and ensure that I have a
director.
To try and ensure I have some level of like chance, maybe. We'll see. We also had 15 months from Totora Kid 9977, 38 months from Lord Mathapon, 61 from Vinny G Plays, 7 from Taylor Grovehorn, and 67 from Vegetable Sorbet. Thank you all. Yeah, Jam, of course you do realize Chaz might work against you as well. I mean, he frequently does, but usually in a somewhat fair way. Makes things difficult, but he's like, you can do it. And I'm like, yeah. So, yeah, that's tomorrow night.
What if we bribe Chaz for half-price shenanigans?
During the Skyrim crowd control stream, because Chaz actually runs the crowd control part. There was a part where he was like, half-price potatoes or something. So then my inventory just started to fill with potatoes because people were like, send him potatoes.
There's a sale on potatoes. And
it was really great because I didn't have like any other food. So I was like attacking a dragon and the dragon was killing me. And I'd go into my menu and I'd have to click like 300 times to eat potatoes. So I'm just like, potato. I loved it. So I'm very excited to see what happens tomorrow. And also, I just haven't played Fallout since the series ended. So I'm excited to do that. Also, I've never played Fallout 4 on the PC. I only ever played it on the Xbox One. And
Xbox One X, One 360.
No, just the Xbox
no
One. Before they added all of the other words. It'll look better on a computer. The draw distance, I'll be able to see. That's one thing that doesn't exist on Subnautica. Is that they like purposely keep the draw distance kind of low. It's like playing Silent Hill. Like you can't see as far as you want to see. It's fine. I'm surviving. It's just maybe the scariest game I've ever played. G-Sammer gifted a sub to Ribcage and another sub to Staniel. Thank you, G-Sammer. What?
This cat is so asleep.
He had a busy night of...
being nervous.
Yeah, when it rains, he doesn't wake me up in the middle of the night. Wait, did he? Maybe. I don't know.
He's gotten better about storms.
Yeah, he has.
If it gets really, like, windy or, like, thunderstormy, then he starts to get a little nervous, but...
He did not... He did not wake me up last night. That's the storm. That's because of the storm. So... Neat. Anyway.
Cat Tax, here's his tail. Look, you can see the little white tip.
He does have a little white tip.
Just a little bit. If his tail was a little bit longer, I think it would be, like, solid white.
We never finished talking about our anniversary.
We didn't? Oh, yeah. We went to the bike store.
No, stop.
After the bike store.
We got really sidetracked. The bike store was... We were in the bike store for 5 minutes. We actually weren't. We were in the bike store for like 15 minutes. But then we went to a fun zone.
We did go to the fun zone.
There was a place called Frankie's. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we had been planning to go there anyway, and it was a shame that it rained because we couldn't do go-karts. But they did have an arcade. And
This arcade.
I've talked about it a little bit before on stream. Like, there's two types of arcades. There's an entertainment arcade and a ticket arcade. And Frankie's is a ticket arcade. And I haven't been to a ticket arcade in a long time.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
No, it wasn't. It was not fine.
It was not fine. It
No.
was extremely bad. It really does. It does feel like childhood gambling. You
have to buy a
huge way.
swipe card to swipe. And like at one point we swiped the card and I was like, it took an extra $1. It said it was a $2 machine and it took $3.
Yeah, the very first thing we played was.
And there was things
more.
that were like a $3 machine and be like, all right, there was like this Monopoly thing and you spun this giant die.
Yeah, Monopoly was $2.
And we swiped it and I rolled the giant die and it runs a big wheel and then it's like, you got
15 tickets.
15 tickets. Put in $2 more. And like that was it.
Yeah. It when we got there we put $20 on a card and we were like, all right, $20 is that's
a lot.
That's an evening of like there's no reason to put any more money on this card. Like that's going to be our entertainment budget for this arcade. And you swipe a card in a machine that costs $2 and it is over in 10 to 15 seconds. And I'm just staring at this thing and I'm like, that was it.
What
like,
about
that was
skee-ball?
it.
Was skee-ball $1?
I think skee-ball was $1. We did play skee-ball.
Skee-ball at Boxcar is $0.25.
Yeah. A lot of stuff at Boxcar is $0.25.
Yeah.
You want to play like Pac-Man or whatever?
Yeah.
It's like $0.25.
The hockey game I really like the foosball-esque hockey game, that's $0.25.
That's $0.25?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Really.
Jesus. Like some of the bigger stuff is like $1.
Yeah.
But like I don't think there's anything more expensive than $1 at Boxcar.
No, I don't think so.
I think that's
DDR's
like
$1, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they are also making a lot more money off of
Drinks at
drinks,
Boxcar, yeah.
Right, but it's just really, I don't know, man.
Like,
it
everything was
something
expensive at Frankie's, like all the arcade machines.
There was one machine that had a talking robot.
Oh yeah,
It was very
like,
creepy.
Hi.
It was like, hi,
And it had like an animated
I'm JJ.
screen face.
Can we be friends? And I was like, how much is JJ? And JJ was $5.
And it was a glorified crane game.
Yeah. Except you, I guess, entrusted JJ to get your prize for you.
Yeah.
Like you just swipe it and pray to JJ, and then he grabs
Well, I think
something.
there was a joystick to control him.
Was there?
I don't know. We didn't play it.
No, I'm not going to put $5 inside of JJ.
But the first thing we did was there was a Plinko machine.
Yeah.
And that was, it said $2, but that's the thing that charged us $3.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, go. And I hit the thing to like drop the little Plinko machine chip.
Yeah, and it dropped one chip. And Mao got lucky and hit 250 tickets. We didn't know that was a lot at the time because, like...
That was our very first thing.
This is the first thing we did.
And I thought you were going to get, like...
A few more.
Like 3. That was going to be my guess. Like, oh, you're going to get 3.
And then it was just like, game
Swipe
over.
again. And we're like...
And I was like, that was
oh.
$2. That was $2. It was just... It was something. The Monopoly thing is particularly funny.
Yeah.
Because that was $2. It was over in 10 seconds, and we won 15 tickets. And 15 tickets was enough to buy a single Now and Later. So when I ate the Now and Later, because I got one, I thought to myself, this Now and Later was $2.
A single Now and Later.
It was the most expensive Now and Later I've ever consumed. And I get it. That's not a fair way of thinking about it because there was $20 that was like, this is going to be for the fun.
Yeah, we're paying for the fun.
You're paying for the fun, right?
We also spent $6 on a photo booth.
That's right, we did. That was where 6 of the $20 went.
Yeah.
In
We were like, oh, we'll commemorate this.
The worst photo booth I have ever seen. It was incredible. I actually didn't include a clip of it in the vlog. But man, it had. I need to explain this to you because this is. Do you have the photos?
It's in my bag. You'd have to go get it because I have Kepler. Just bring up my whole bag because it's in a pocket. So
when you say bag, that's not helpful.
My purse.
That's not helpful.
It's on the desk.
What shape is it?
The crossbody.
Oh, the crossbody.
This one. The one I carry since I've had surgery.
It's on downstairs?
Yeah. On the desk. Next to my EpiPen. I've had the same bag since I had surgery in September because I wasn't allowed to carry anything too heavy, so I bought a little thing. Kepi, look. Yeah, it's because Steven left. We're concerned. He's coming back. Don't worry about it. He's coming back. Put your head back. No, where are you going? He's coming back. Look, he's coming back. He's coming up the store right now. Not the store, the stairs.
A spicy treat for a sizzling celebration. Tiny Eddie's passionate red velvet sriracha pretzel dippers.
I think I know a few people who would like that.
You can't just hold these up. They're too small.
Here, let me take a photo. In the meantime, you can read that alert.
Okay. Yeah, try it. If you can get all of them in one go, that's easier and better, but do what you can. That was 1,000 bits from Fossix, who says, I've been traveling through Europe, first in Denmark, and now in Sweden with Radio Dread. What should we eat while we're here?
I've loved seeing your guys' photos.
Yeah, it's been really, really great. Passionate Red Velvet. Well, that's what Red Velvet should be. Passionate Red Velvet Sriracha Pretzel Dippers. Even if you managed to make Red Velvet pretzels work, right? Like you had a pretzel but covered in like red velvet cake. You wouldn't want to put that in sriracha. I wouldn't. That wouldn't be a combo that I would want to do. Probably. But the concept of pretzel dippers is yes. Big yes.
It's Brandon's birthday this weekend, and one of the cakes I suggested making was a red hot velvet with Fireball whiskey frosting. Like, you know, Red Hot's the candy?
Yeah, so spicy.
Yeah, it was going to be spicy.
Interesting.
That's not the cake he picked. That's not what I'm making.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know what Brandon thinks is going to happen, but he's definitely getting thrown into the back of my car, bound and gagged as we drive him to the Golden Corral.
I'm not part of this. I'm not going to the Golden Corral.
Oh, sorry. You also will be bound and gagged and thrown in the back of the car, along with every other member of TRC. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. Everyone will be blindfolded. They won't know where they're going. And then when the blindfolds come up, you'll be in like one of the back rooms of the Golden Corral at a giant family table, and the room won't play any music. There'll be no music playing in that room. It's just silence. Someone brings out food. That sounds just like a memorable birthday. A memorable birthday. Taylor says, will you be blindfolded? Yes. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Is this your next bumper idea? God, that's what I want to do to the people at Kahlo, is I want to find a nearby Golden Corral and just blindfold everyone and be like, we're going to a special place. You can't know. We're going to a special... And then when we get there, it's Golden Corral. And they're like, why are we here? And I'm like, shut up. We're eating here. Anyway, or just eat sriracha pretzel dippers. Fossick, thank you. I should read the other alerts here. We have some others. We get 3 into bits from Dan the Warrior, who says, I'm so excited Nintendo has announced that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team will be available for the Switch Online service on August 9th, because I have fond memories of beating it as a Machop. Yeah, that's a cool inclusion. I'm glad that they were adding that, because I know that that's it's a series that people like, especially that game. So, I've played a little bit of one of them, and I don't remember which one. I think it was that one, because I think I played a little of it during an Extra Life. So I believe it was that one. I don't know. It's been some time ago. Vagabond says, Red Rescue Team is a wild pick because they made a remake of it. I love that they did that, though. Because we should have access to both. And the fact that they put it on there is a big deal, so I'm glad that they did that. We had 20-month resub. 21-month resub from Owu Uwu Ow, my dude. Cheesehammer gifted a sub to Hey Robot Call Mom. Don't ever let me change her name to Robot. That won't work well. 300 bits from Will Peters just says, JJ sounds like an eldritch horror. Mal compared the JJ robot to the art installation, where the robot continually, slides the blood
towards
itself. Have you ever seen that? You either know what I'm talking about or you don't. And if you don't, you're like, It's good. It's a good art installation.
Fossick's, Satsy, I do. There's an art installation of a giant robot. Oh, it's hydraulic fluid? Well, it looks like red. Yeah, the squeegee one, where it puts the squeegee and pulls it towards itself. Like, where it's reading where it's, flown the most, and it goes and grabs that and pulls it towards it. And, that's what the robot does. Anyway, that's what JJ kind of looked like. His movements were, out in scoop.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't think I'll see JJ ever again.
You might. In your nightmares.
I would go back to Frankie's to do the things that we couldn't do.
The go-karts?
To do, go-karts or whatever other things. But the other thing that's really weird is that so many, not maybe 50%, but 25%? 25% of the arcade machines there are VR now.
Yeah. I didn't particularly want to put any of those on my face, because it was very much a children's arcade.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. We didn't do a single VR thing, and because that's what I was thinking about. Because, nothing is being wiped down, and I'm like, I do not want to put my face
in any of those.
In a children's face box. Mm-hmm. No thanks. I'm good. I don't need to... I'm already taking a risk by touching things that children have touched.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put my face into a mask. I'm good. There was one really weird one where it was a VR headset, but it had a gun attached to the face.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember what that one was, but I was like, that seems top heavy. It's like a shooting game, but your head was the gun. Anyway. Cheesehammer also gifted a sub to Jennifer Kyle. They've fused. 57 months from Triforce Drummer. 30 bits from Rearward Drake, who says, Good morning, everyone. Today I reached the good old 21 years old, and my rest of 2024 is so fun as I'm traveling abroad to Spain. Any tips for first-time travel abroad? Well, first off, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
21 is a fun age.
We have not been to Spain, but travel in general?
Traveling abroad...
you don't need as much as you think you do for your trip to bring.
It's true.
I always pack too much.
No, you don't. I think our most recent time in Japan, I think you packed correctly.
I did pretty good. I think I could have packed even lighter.
I packed perfectly. I was very happy with what I did. Because I put everything that I had in a tiny suitcase, and then put the tiny suitcase in the bigger suitcase.
So that you could buy things?
Yeah. And then I did. And then I did. I bought... This is going to surprise everyone, but I bought some video games. Anyway, I don't know. What other trips or what other travel tips? Packing lighter is like a really good plan.
No, if you like to use your phone and plan to use data, like know your carrier's rules for that, or look into what you need to do to make sure you're set there.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one. It's just making sure that you understand how your cell service is going to function. Because the last thing you want to do is
get somewhere and be like, oh no.
Or get home and get a bill in the mail for
that
like,
too, yeah.
like $500 and be like, what? So.
Yeah, lately I've just used eSIMs for whatever country I've gone to, which has been Japan only recently, but...
Yeah.
I know someone I know is going to a out of the country soon, and I was like, you want to know what to do here.
Beans. We also had Aldo gifting a sub to Blood Robot. And 3 bits some strawberry hearts. It says, good morning. I have a vague memory of you talking about Grater's ice cream in the past. Do you have a favorite flavor you'd recommend?
Yes.
So Grater...
I can picture what color it is, and I know there's chocolate in it.
It's like black raspberry or something.
That sounds right.
We were introduced to Grater's courtesy of Paul, who is a Ohio resident.
And it's in Ohio.
Yeah, we had went to visit Paul at some point, and it might have been pre-vlog.
Yeah, it might be.
So long ago. And he took us to Grater's, because he's like, you need to experience Grater's. And it was his the flavor was his recommendation. He's like...
Black raspberry chocolate chip.
Yeah. He's like, I've had all the flavors. This is the one I really like. So we were like, okay, we'll get that. And then we just kept getting that because it was very, very good. But I've also been told, I had a patron recently tell me that they sell Grater's at, oh god, I've already forgotten which. One of the grocery chains around here sells Grater's.
Food Lion?
Possibly Food Lion?
Lowe's?
Food Lion, Harris Teeter, something. I don't remember which one now. But I know that one of them has it. And you can just go in there and get a pint. So I would like to do that at some point. I'm going to have to start going into some of the grocery stores to remember which one it is. But that's fine. You don't have to twist my arm to get me to look at ice cream. Okay.
That's our photo.
Yeah, okay. So before I show you this photo, I got to explain...
The photo booth machine.
The photo booth machine. The photo booth machine had you pick a theme. So we looked at all the themes and we chose mobster. So... you choose mobster, and then this guy shows up on the screen in front of you. And
he's dressed like a stereotypical movie mobster.
Yeah.
With like a cigar.
And it comes up and he's like, Gabagool.
But the machine didn't have any volume on it. It's supposed to, because he was talking.
So he does this, and then it comes up with text, and it's like, Gabagool. And I was like, what? And then it flashes, and I was like, oh, that was the photo. We were intended to do that. So then it goes to the next one, and the next one is like...
hands up.
Hands up. And then there was one that was swimming with the fishes.
And, like, he's posing so you know what to pose to. And that one was like, you put your hand here, and, like, that was it.
And then the final one, which was the funny one, was a mugshot in front of a height chart, like a police station. Anyway, it's important to note that the background behind us...
is a green screen. Or something.
It wasn't a green screen, but it was blank. The idea... obviously, is that they're going to superimpose the background behind us. It didn't work. Which really kills...
It worked on the fishes one.
And I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I have no idea why it worked on that one and none of the other ones.
I mean, there's a little outline around us of it, but, like, the blank space, the open space around us, should have been, like... the easy superimposed part.
Anyway, I'm going to show you these photos now. And I want you to know that the thing you're looking at was $6 US. Here we go. The mugshot photo is very funny, but I was hoping it would show the height chart. Instead, it's this. The top two photos are like splotchy. It was like trying to key it out and then gave up.
Like, this one is the only one that worked, the fish one.
Like, I was seeing it on the screen and I was like, oh, well, maybe it puts the background in it when it prints out. And then it printed out exactly like what it looked on the screen. And it was the worst quality camera I'd ever seen. Because I'm like, you could take better photos with your phone.
Yeah. I mean, Haley and I did the Japanese photo booth when we were at the Snoopy Museum. Like, right there. And, like, that thing is incredible. But, like, that thing was also $1. It was, like, 150 yen.
Yeah.
And this was $6.
Yeah. Like, not only is the camera that you have on your phone, any phone, better than that, but also your phone can also cut out backgrounds and do things like that. And it would look better. So I don't know how old that...
The phone doesn't have a muted mobster at you.
Yeah,
True.
You says, but does your phone tell you to go Gabagool? I could... Instead of paying $6, I could give $6 to some guy to say, hey, Gabagool, and then I would get the same experience. Anyway, it was a whole thing. It was memorable, though.
Thomas, ideally.
Real Brooklyn pizza. Yeah, Mike, I'll take the $6. Yeah, it was... We made a memory.
We sure did.
$20 was the maximum amount of money I would ever be willing to spend in there.
Yeah.
Yikes. Big yikes. Okay, we're a little over time. So here's what's going to happen. Here is what's going to happen. I am going to say goodbye to all of you, and you are going to go watch a vlog. But I also want you to know...
Tomorrow.
Nope. I also want you to know that recently I've released a lot of vlogs, and one of the lower view counts is Sizzler for the 90s. Y'all are sleeping on that if you haven't seen it. I guess, I don't know if I chose a bad title, maybe I did, or a bad thumbnail, but y'all really should watch Sizzler for the 90s. It's well worth your time. Sapphire Beckham, my cat hated that vlog. That means you should watch it. It's extremely unhinged. It's very good. So if you haven't watched that one, that was July 27th. You should watch that. Otherwise, a vlog just came out. And at 3 o'clock, I have another one scheduled. And it's a really cool one. If you were interested at all in the Nintendo World Championships NES edition, I picked it up. I picked up a North American copy and a Japanese copy. And I do an unboxing video of both of them and actually, like, compare and contrast all of the different things in them. So I've never done a real in-depth unboxing video like that, and it was fun to do. So that's at 3. And then I have another vlog scheduled. Wait, no, mail. Mail was scheduled for tonight at 8. There will be a mail video. So, fun. I'm working on stuff. I'm trying to get stuff done. So, check it out. And then, as Matt was saying, tomorrow at 10 a.m.
I'm painting.
On her channel, she's painting, hopefully finishing up that painting. And then tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7:30, 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be playing Fallout 4 Crowd Control. I'll probably try and come up with like a goal and see if I can achieve the goal during the stream. Like, I don't know, get to somewhere. Part of me is like, get to the glowing sea or something. And I'm like, that's too far. I probably need to set my goal to like get to Diamond City, and that's going to be already the hardest thing I've ever done. I don't know. It'll be fun. Okay. That's it. Thanks everyone for being here. Go watch the vlog, and Gabagool Dome.